Well, yeah, see, I had that pose prepared right there. Blam! It's my blue steel. Blam! Anyway, hi. Welcome.
Hey, folks.
That was probably a little weird to open up with, but hey. I'm
Good
Church.
evening, everyone.
Good evening, yes. I am your GM for the night. These people below me are representations of the players whose voices you will hear coming into your ear holes. Phrasing. Sorry. It's been a problem today. I'm just gonna let you guys talk. Anyway, say hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Assignment completed.
We have a wonderful spread tonight. Gang's all here, minus poor Sender, whom we miss, love, and cherish. But he's with us in spirit, and he's earning that cheddar, which is, a big deal, very important. Hopefully he can send me some later. Anyway, so we are in the Citadel of Zevron, the stone-wrought bastion. It's been desolate and in ill repair. In fact, the surrounding citadel is just completely in ruin and looks like somebody just tore through it, just smashing buildings and breaking walls and statues and pillars. And it's just filled with dust and debris everywhere you look until you got to the center point, the main forge at the center of the citadel itself, which, although is in ill repair, is still standing, relatively undamaged physically, aside from the passage of time and the neglect of nobody being here, as so it would seem. And as you guys got looking around, you noticed there is a huge smoking forge in the center of it, a big forge with embers still crackling, strangely, after all this time. You guys got to looking around. There's a lot of weird little bits and bobs here and there. And you noticed 4 braziers on the wall, 3 of which had writing. Do you remember?
Yeah.
What did you guys do? You lit one of them somehow.
We lit
Jimmy
one of them by
touched it
touching
and it
it.
lit on fire.
That's right.
Gave it a poke.
It's probably just static electricity discharging and causing a flame, but no.
Perhaps.
But yes, you
We
did
also-
light one up. Go
We
ahead.
also opened up one of the urns and found peat.
That's right. There was peat in one of the urns. And that's really about all we got done as far as figuring out. You guys did determine the 4 tiles on the floor with the runes on them and what they stood for, thanks to Az's golden chains kind of translating what they meant.
Good job, Az.
I can do things.
Besides cause trouble.
I'm really good at causing trouble.
It's true. It's true.
Really good at finishing fights, too.
Yes. Also that. He starts and finishes them very often.
Somebody has to.
So, that's about where we left off, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, you guys openly discuss. I know you were working out some puzzling matters, no pun intended.
Yep, we have a couple theories. Obviously, you guys are still under the effects of Fortune's favor if you want to try to do anything with that, like investigating-wise. I know Wilhelm's had some questions he was gonna ask about it.
What would you like to know, Wilhelm?
Is it? Well, from looking at it, is this a multi-story?
A multi...
Is there? Yes. Is this an upper level that I'm looking at?
Oh, no, it's one ground floor with a very high vaulted ceiling.
Okay. Can I try to see if there's any writing on any of the walls or anything?
Sure. Where are you looking?
I'm gonna start probably right here, since that's close to where I am,
Okay.
and just move around the room.
North or south and then east?
North and then east,
Okay.
curving back around to where I'm started.
All right. So, we'll start off, give me an investigation. We'll say that.
Dice is not moving quickly.
It's okay. It takes a minute to actually search an area, so this is just good role play. That's what we're going to call this. He's role playing out, brushing his fingers along the wall, and tasting the dust, and snorting some cobwebs with a 27.
Yeah, it's bone dust for sure.
Smells like Teen Spirit. So, sorry. Aside from the urn that you notice as you travel northward, you don't see anything that stands out as purposeful. You see little cracks and damage here and there, a lot of tools and debris and material wastes laid about, a lot of dust on the floor. No writing as you get to here, we'll say. The only thing you notice is the urns that stands out.
Would you like some help with that?
Certainly. I'm seeing if they wrote down if there's any inscriptions on these walls. Kind of see if, well, they wrote anything down.
Okay. You gonna keep searching and moving along?
Yeah, I'll keep moving along.
All right. So while he's doing this, is anyone else doing anything as they're searching?
Yeah, Bryn's actually going to open up this urn up here.
That one?
Yeah, let's crack them all.
Okay. Let me see here. That one is... Where'd it go? I have these all written down. There it is. So, we've got sand. That is filled with sand.
Jimmy, this one's filled with sand.
I would love to ask Uki some questions.
She's right there. Go ahead.
Hi.
Hi.
So, I don't know how,
Who's asking the questions, first off?
Istu, second Istu, or Istu Secundus,
Okay.
while Istu Prime is running around, helping, Wilhelm for the text.
Okay.
I guess I would probably notice that Uki has a lot of guns,
Yeah, that's
or a couple.
probably apparent. Uki being the walking artillery that she is.
I have some things that I
Some-
think you might. Sorry?
Somewhat.
I have some things that you might find helpful. I'm certainly not going to use them. And I was wondering if you might want to check my pockets to help me look through these to see if there's anything you can use.
Well, I would say if everyone here is trustworthy and such, I'd be happy to take a look and make an assessment to see if it's something that perhaps that could be used, or help to enlighten you on the use of it, or even might be something that might need. If you think you have something in need of repair, feel free to pull it out of your pocket and show me. I'm not putting my hand inside your pocket. I just make sure that I trust you to just lay it out here, and I'm going to take out basically like an oilcloth that I use usually put down. As I'm looking around, and maybe like there's a stone there, like a little flat, or even where I can set this down. So feel free to put it there so I can examine, knowing not to touch things automatically, like guns in the middle of the table.
Okay.
Nice.
It's Stu's like, oh, I didn't know the oilcloth is important. That's cool. I have a lot of stuff.
Well, there's a lot of dust around here, so and I realize that you might have some things that need a little bit of maintenance or cleanup. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's start loading out. So let's take it to this large step here. So let's find a really large area. Like, show me what you got.
Stu starts setting out like vials and caltrops and bolts, just random like at different pockets that clearly somebody does not understand what they're pulling out at all. We're just kind of setting all that down, and I'm gonna put this into the Cairne channel.
I assume these are rats' leavings.
Right.
Okay.
And I guess you can obviously tell us what would remain there. Things like the linear accelerator wouldn't be in this list, but like the infused items we were talking about before.
Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah.
Do some of those even work anymore with the person whose magic powers it, like, gone?
There's a list there.
Yeah, no, the infused items most likely wouldn't hold their enchantments with their caster gone.
Isn't
At least have fun
the-
with the cigars, though.
Isn't the vest an infusion also?
Is it?
I don't know.
Yeah,
vest.
it was.
Yeah.
The vest was an infused bag of holding.
It's still a rat tech vest, though. It just doesn't have the bag of holding quality anymore.
It's just getting heavier and heavier and heavier. Like, oh my
What-
god.
what
My strength
happens-
is low.
well,
Take this off my hands. Help
What
me.
happens to
So
the
it's-
contents
so
of a
it's-
bag of holding when it
it's-
becomes non-magical?
Well, it's still a real bag of holding because Rat spent a lot of time like converting them to real magic items, like persistent ones. Fuck, I don't have his. Let me find his character sheet. There's a artificer thing that he was taking advantage of for like quartered crafting time and material requirements for it.
In order to.
And in order to make some things permanent items.
Anything
So
made
the
that way.
tack vest
Yeah.
of holding would have been, a made more permanent thing that way.
I will say this, being as and this is just me, the DM, as considering how a bag of holding works outside of the realm of Cairne, I would be very careful about sticking your hand in one in Cairne, because you
There
don't
it
know
is.
what's going to be on the other side of it.
Maybe I just turn it over and dump it out.
That's a
Instead.
bad idea.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm looking at that list
it's-
right there.
It's too. Maybe sure. Let's just be a little clear about this. You say you have some things I might want to see. I'm assuming some of it's going to be like some ammunition or other things. But do you have anything in there that might be glass or vials or
There's some
acid?
vials of
Yeah.
acid in that list.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'll. Can I just ask you? I would love to use a mage hand instead of my actual hand, and then maybe that would allow me to transfer the items out, if that's a possibility.
Oh, do you know what's in the bag of holding? You know you have to like think of the item when you reach in, right?
Tell you what, if you have any either munitions or things that would be good for area defense. So whether that be, you know, I won't ever say no to, you know, to any. Oh, let's see. I actually am not carrying a crossbow, but you know what I actually don't have and is sometimes useful, even though I am generally, you know, a shooter. Maybe if you have a shield, some caltrops are always good to help protect us when we're taking our long rest to put around our area. Ball bearings, of course.
Istu initially looks into the pockets of this vest and is like, oh, I actually don't know how this works. And then as Uki's listing things, they're like, all right, cool. I'll think of that and then I'll reach in with the mage hand and pull out those items.
Okay.
Because Istu is just like, I don't need this vest. I'm not the artillery person, you know, but
I mean, I'm not going to give you a hard time about giving, especially these mundane items out. Nothing in there is going to break the game, you know.
fair.
So yeah, anything in that list is fine. The vest of holding, I'll say, will work. There's just going to be some quirkiness to it. I'm not going to bite your hand off. It's not going to turn into a bag of devouring or anything.
Got it. So do you want me to take the vest with that materials, or do you want to keep the vest for yourself and just give me some of those items that might be used? I mean, you know.
Istu responds that they would like to give you the vest, but as they're handing it to you, there's a moment where they're trying to get their hand to release it. And they their eyes sort of water a little bit. And they have a hard time letting go of it.
Aww.
When they finally do, they're like, okay, yep. Yep.
Oh, okay, well,
and they sort of make a face like, oh my god, no.
Thank you for entrusting this to me. By all means, I appreciate the contents, but I can see perhaps you have a connection to the item itself, so I'll take it.
You have this. Have it.
Okay.
Have it.
It's just dusty.
I'm just having a hard time. I'm just having a hard time. You have it. I'm sorry.
It's just dusty.
I'm trying to kind of convey the influx of an emotional response, which they're not really used to. They're like, what is this? Sort of confusion / aversion to that reaction. Like, you know, not really trying to cling to it anymore type of deal. You know.
All good.
Yeah, they're not gonna use it, so it's probably for the best.
Well, thank you. I'll take good care of this, and kind of like again, and I see something kind of peeking out, and I look and I see. I don't know what's in this, right? Is it still have an effect that if I were to think of something that I might actually manage to pull it out?
I'm going to give you full access to all the things that are in there now.
Okay.
We'll just say that like they all came tumbling out.
Got it. Okay. So I'm going to reach down and think what I see that I think are actually like bars of chocolate. And I'm gonna grab say 6 of them and take them and hand them over to Wilhelm, thinking they're chocolate, but they're actually cigars. I'm like, here, Wilhelm. I know that you never go anywhere without your chocolate. Oh wait, okay. Well, here, I don't think you'll mind these, will you? Now, and Wilhelm
That's some stinky chocolate.
6 cigars.
Thank you.
chocolate.
I appreciate these a great deal. I appreciate it. As soon as Urki turns her back, Wilhelm's launching them away.
They're so expensive here, though.
Yeah, but he is
You know
the doctor.
what those would do to your inside?
He is the doctor. I imagine his lungs itch and burn a little bit just remembering the breathing problems.
Come now. They've advanced to the stage of, like, the germ theory of disease. Surely they haven't discovered carcinogens yet.
We're surrounded by blight, and he's worried about this nicotine from he's worried about the cigars.
It's fine. Well,
I actually, because I do have careful eyes, I see that, and I just, without saying anything, I just kind of give him a little bit of a look and going, yeah, I know it's not chocolate. And so I picked them up. I said, no harm, no foul. I'm gonna pick these up because we may need these for bartering in some situation. Maybe some people aren't as mindful of you, but sorry about that. And I just put it back in the vest. Very awkward moment.
Do you know what those do to you?
Oh, I know. I don't intend on smoking, those. I only indulge in the more medicinal aspect.
Jimmy, as he passes to the next urn, he says, come on, strengthen your lungs.
Oh, jeez.
Are we giving poison to people? Are we going to sell people death? Let's not do that.
Wilhelm will die on this hill.
That's what the acid is for. We may infuse the cigar with some acid and give it to somebody that thinks we're being courteous, and it's actually not.
Yeah, you thought it was caustic acid.
Uki. I don't think I've ever had to say this. Uki, no.
I am immune to poison. Just saying.
Well, there is that.
Does that count?
So
It's
some
not
beings
like
can
it's not like I'm the herbalist in the group.
You are the expert, Wilhelm.
You know who it should go to? It should go to Cinder, actually. If there's one person who's going to be reliably immune to the effects of smoke, it's gotta be Cinder.
He'd probably have the easiest time lighting them, too.
Just uses burning hands to light things.
Just taps it on his forehead.
He has to keep rotating which end he's smoking from because it keeps lighting at both ends.
Uses the great sword to cut the end off.
Thump!
That was a little loud.
This
Sorry
time,
about that.
Uki just takes the big sigh, puts everything, and says, "Oh, why do I bother trying to be social? I'm so socially awkward."
You think you're awkward? Oh my god! You know how much struggle it was? And we're just, it's just like, oh my god, I love you so much. You're just the best person. You know how difficult this is, and we're bonding over how much of a struggle.
I am not. Thank you so much for your courtesy. I apologize for my awkwardness. I am not the diplomat in the group. I am not the herbalist in the group. I am doing my best to learn from others. So thank you for your patience.
It is cool, Uki, that this twinned serpentine figure is befriending you.
Yeah, enough of that. I'm gonna go over here. I don't know. This is just not my area. I don't know. I just wanted to get rid of that because I'm not gonna use it.
No, you're good. You're good. Well,
Yeah.
Well, here, real quick.
Thank you.
Bren and Jimmy, you guys are still opening urns, right?
Yeah, we checking them. We're having a think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, if you're just opening them, the one in front of you, Jimmy,
Mhm.
is loam.
Okay.
If you're familiar with loam, I'm using.
I'm
Yeah.
familiar with loam.
Okay. And the one in front of you, Bren, is clay.
Okay. And Saoirse?
Oh, she snuck up there. Sneaky devils.
Yeah.
That one's full of chalk.
So after we hear what all is in the urns, like Bren's just going to say, "Are these all full of sodding dirt?"
I mean,
No, that's not just dirt. This is dirt of significance. This dirt has mystical properties.
How is it going to help us solve the sodding puzzle? And I'd like to think at this time Bryn turns around and sees the water trough.
are you actually looking into it?
Yeah, she'll go up and look into it.
It functions as a mirror of life trap. I'm just kidding.
Excuse you.
Oh no! Here. So strangely, as you look down into the watering trough, that's normally used by blacksmiths for cooling metal and whatnot. I mean, it's very old, dwarven make. The thing that stands out is on the surface of the water, which is a little cloudy, you see writing actually floating on the water. It's not a physical substance. It's almost like an illusion.
Well, Bryn is wearing a pendant that gives her the benefit of a tongue spell at all times, so what does it say?
It says, "In the depths, where shadows weave their veils," and then it shifts and changes, "there lies a force that flows in trails," and shifts and changes again. "Beneath its surface, mysteries unfurl," and then it shifts again. "A silent symphony of the hidden world."
Bryn will say this out loud as she reads it, in
Okay.
common.
And I will put this where I've been putting these in the Cairne Discord, I believe, right?
You've been putting them in Roll20 chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Blam. Yeah, 4 lines basically, and it repeats.
So we have different forms of earth. We have fire from the brazier, and now we have water.
Air, fortunately, it's already in pretty good supply.
Hopefully. That would be all a new challenge, wouldn't it? For some of you.
I'd be out of luck. I'd be regretting coming back to life after that.
Darn it, now I gotta breathe and this happens.
Have all 4 elements?
What would we use to represent air, though?
Air.
Bats. Touching
What-
as much
what if-
air as I can produce.
What if that's why that one lit? Is it was already filled with air?
But aren't they all full of fire?
Well, if you remember, all the braziers had writing on them except the one you touched.
Except
Lit
the
up.
last one. Yeah.
Did we try touching the ones with writing on them?
Yeah, we went around and touched them all afterwards. Nothing happened.
Oh, okay.
What
They're
if,
full of. Are they alight with fire, or is it just because the map looks like they're alight with fire?
It just looks that way. They're out.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
You could feasibly
What if-
remove the one lit one and light them all if you wanted to.
So the braziers move.
Yeah, it's like a small cup of oil and tar mixed in a ring, so you could pick it up and move it and light the others if you wanted to. And just say,
How many are there? Are there 4 or are there 6? Because there's 6 urns, but 4 different tiles.
yeah, 4 in total. 3 of them have writing on them.
And the
Let's see. This is easy enough
don't
to
move.
check. Jimmy's going to go around. He's going to get a scoop of the soil from all of the urns.
Okay.
Not just the soil urn, but like all various dirt types. And pile them up on the rock tile.
Oh, just like on the tile itself?
Yeah, like on the tile.
Nothing happens.
Okay.
Have the duo of Istu and Wilhelm found anything over while we were looking for the
No, nothing's turned out yet. I mean, nothing stands out.
can
Yeah.
can I take one of my vials, fill it with water and then just put it. Try dumping a little bit into each one of the 3 braziers that isn't lit.
The water?
Yeah, and then touching it to see if.
No, the water sits on top of the oil, and that's about it.
But he has now touched all the other 3 braziers and nothing else happened
Correct.
in response to that either. Interesting.
Correct.
Huh.
And you guys still have the 3 lines that are written on them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can give those to you again if you need them.
Yeah, you're
Right.
good. It's right above where we started today in the chat.
Bryn will take the lit brazier and go and try and light the other 3.
Okay. In any particular order? Or...
In the order that she thinks the poem is supposed to go in, having heard all 3.
Okay. And what is that order?
Let me see. Go back to the poem. I believe it's this one, and then that one.
Okay. So read out each one as you go. Let's try that. Each line as you go.
So let's see.
Should be in the depths first.
Yeah, in the depths where shadows dance and secrets slumber, there lies a force that consumes all in its embrace.
Okay. And that's
Beneath.
this one.
Yeah.
Okay. So you light that one up.
Oh.
Beware the ember that smolders in darkness, for it seeks to ignite the world in its fiery fury.
That's the one below it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Blam.
It flickers with a fierce hunger, devouring the essence of life, leaving behind naught but ashes in its wake.
Blam. So they light up, and as you speak the words of the final line of this bit of poem, the stone. No, this one. Yeah, the stone for fire lights up. Did that light up?
It did?
Yes.
Yep.
It lights up and begins to glow.
Okay.
A soft
Bryn goes,
red.
ha
All right. Okay.
You should see all the torches burning now too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Special effects.
Interesting. All right. Okay. Jimmy walks over to examine the water for himself.
Okay. He sees the same thing, the strange writing flowing through the surface of the water, shifting and changing line by line.
He considers for a second, and then he plunges his hand down into the bottom of the trough and feels around.
It's icy cold with a thin layer of muck across the surface of the interior. The image distorts as your hand goes through it, much like ripples in the water would distort anything on its surface. But when the water stills again, the images continue as they were.
He feels around a little bit to see if there might be something in the muck at the bottom.
Give me an investigation check.
You got it. you all?
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Aside from the muck, you do actually find something.
Oh.
And it's wedged into a corner of the trough, covered with the muck and everything that's been there. It looked like it was just kind of dropped and fell into a small little crack in the corner. And it's a very small sprinkling can, if you're familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in forges, sprinkling cans were generally used to clean dust off the floors and to sizzle the fire, right?
Mm-hmm.
To cool the surrounding area and keep dust from getting into the blacksmith's work. This is very old, but as you pull it out and kind of brush the muck off of it, the metal still shines pure underneath it.
They built them different back in the day. I will scoop some water from the trough.
Okay.
And having like a base level familiarity with the function of this can, I will douse the embers a little and then drip a little on the water tile to clean it off.
Okay. Do you say anything as you do it?
I'll recite the poem.
Okay. Recite it for me.
In the depths where shadows weave their veils, there lies a force that flows and trails. Beneath its surface, mysteries unfurl, a silent symphony of the hidden world.
Dun 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 dun. Bam! The fire begins to smoke and steam begins to rise. You can see that, right?
Yes. Very impressive.
And look at this. That's not all. I got more. In the smoke coming from the brazier, from the giant forge before you, words begin to dance within the misty depths.
Give it to Bryn, she'll read it aloud.
Yeah, well, you can see it. Everyone can see it. You should be able to.
Yeah.
Oh, we can see the picture, but I
We
mean,
see the runes, but we can't see the text of it.
No. I'm just saying you can see it. Like you should be able to. If you can read it, you can read it. It's the old dwarven, so you should be good.
Yeah. So I'm saying read it aloud so Bryn can give it to everyone.
This one says, "Whispers of a gentle touch that yet hides its might, guiding whispers and dreams through the endless night." One single line.
okay.
I will plant that bad boy right there. It is just one line. I know I like to use commas a lot.
Mm-hmm. Jimmy sits back and considers for a minute.
Genesis would like to check the urns.
That sounds
and
like it might
see
be
if there's
air.
any writing underneath them.
Okay, so you're checking the urns for writing. I believe I did say there was some writing on them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
think
what?
we read
Did you?
that, but I just wanted to make sure that that we were reading the writing on the braziers. I don't know if the soil has something underneath it,
Oh, under the urn or inside?
inside it.
Digging around. Oh, you're digging around in them.
I just want to pull the soil out.
Okay. Digging around in it, like no. I mean, the urns are big. Like they're actually
just
pretty
wanna-
big.
I want to actually take the soil. Like I have the ability to shift earth and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I want to take the soil out of the urn,
Okay.
as if you're like funneling water out. Kind of just lift it and hold it in the air while I'm looking at the inside of this. With
Okay.
the lit brazier right next to it, so I can see in there.
Nothing. Nothing stands out.
I'll put it back then.
Okay. And Bryn, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
She was saying the runes and the smoke sound like they're alluding to air.
Okay. Oh wait, you know what? I forgot. That was water.
Yes.
That was water. Uh-oh. Hang on, I gotta...
Gotta wiggle everything around.
Just for a second. The smoke's gonna go away. Bear with me. I forgot. I gotta bam. Bam.
Hey, there we go.
You know,
Da-da-da-dan.
there you go. I didn't want to miss that. You know, special effects, right? Okay. All right. So, where are we going from here? Or do you need the text on the urns again?
I have it.
Okay.
Now, we were given the text on the braziers. Are you 100% sure you gave us the text on the urns?
He did not.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you did.
Okay. There is a line on each urn. So
I do want to check for that. Then Genesis will check for that.
Okay. Yeah, there is a line on each urn. Here, let me.
Do you mind if I go around and like look at each of them and then read that out?
No, I don't mind at all. Hang on one sec. Let me push this too. Okay. Oof. Oh my God. Oh.
He's trying.
Okay. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Where are we starting?
I would like to begin right where I'm standing next to Istu and Wilhelm. Right here.
Okay.
I can't-
The chalk urn.
Yes.
All right. Do you understand Dwarven?
You know what? I don't.
Okay. Might be
Hey,
hard to
you
read.
know, you two are right here looking for this text. Do you want to, Wilhelm?
Anyone? Anyone?
I will try to read it.
Do you read Dwarven?
Istu can.
Like
Give me
a
a moment.
little bit.
Oh,
I had that primer that I've been studying, and
Bryn will come up.
Oh,
I
okay.
think Istu wants to help to make sure, you know.
All right, so here we'll do this. The chalk urn has this line. Oop.
Yeah, sorry.
That's all right.
Arrange itself though. Sorry, sadly I can't share it.
Bryn will go over to Clay and read that text.
Clay. Oh, I gotta do the formatting. Formatting matters, everybody.
Critical.
Yeah. There's the next line.
Then I think she'll go over to Loam next.
No.
And I'll be over here at Sand
Okay.
for Istu. Sorry, wrong character.
That's alright. Loam. No, not lore. Loam. S2 is at sand. Sand. Pete is next, I believe. Is that what?
Yeah, Pete.
Okay.
Yep.
Pete and Pete. Pete. And then, of course, last but not least, soil. Haha. Feel like we're making progress.
Mm-hmm.
So the poem goes, between what you and I have found is to, in the silent depths where roots entwine, there lies a force steadfast and prime. It anchors all in its sturdy hold, beneath the surface, secrets untold. Within its embrace, secrets lie hidden, waiting to be unearthed by the persistent and driven. I think you might have had the right idea by going digging into the urns as to.
So, are you wanting to do something with the contents?
I want to have Genesis take the soil out since I have the ability to do that. It
Okay.
doesn't have to be a whole messy affair.
Okay.
We've already, based on my notes, I think we have a little bit of an issue with the writing that's on the map there. Fire.
I fixed it.
Air? Yeah, okay.
You guys actually got two of
Yeah.
them crossed, and I noticed that when I was
Yeah.
working. I fixed it for you. I moved the writing around.
Okay, great. So Genesis would like to take samples of, clay chalk and over here that I can't really read.
All of them, or just certain ones?
Loam.
Of each of them,
Okay.
and then place the samples onto the rock stone, in the order of obviously chalk, clay, loam, peat, sand, soil.
Okay. So you do that. You get 6 neat little piles.
Yes.
Nothing happens immediately.
Okay. So,
Ren's going to start digging around in the peat urn to see if she finds anything.
Okay. You won't. It's just filled with peat. Smells lovely.
what?
She'll try in the soil urn if she's not doing anything with it.
Same thing. Like I'll save you time. Like you won't find anything other than the contents in each urn. It's not a bad ploy, but yeah, there's nothing else in them. We'll say you searched through all of them.
Okay. Well, seeing the little mounds on the rock tile, she'll recite the lines of the poem.
Okay. Still nothing happens. It remains inert. Anybody else? Any ideas? Everyone's just kind of watching.
Yeah.
Feel free to jump in.
Church is the. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just thinking. Sorry.
What's up, Bob?
Is there any like vegetation visible?
In here? No,
Yeah.
not particularly, no.
I have another idea.
Okay.
Is the air tile lit up yet?
No, we haven't cracked that one. We've got the text for it, but
That's probably just the poem in the smoke, right?
Mm-hmm.
So previous responses that worked, they started with the braziers.
Well, here, you guys discuss that real quick. 1 sec. I'll be right back.
When we started with the braziers, it was in the depths. Then it was beware the ember that burns in darkness. And then after that, it was it flickers with the fierce hunger, right? So if that was the braziers and the water was in the depths, there lies a force beneath the surface. Silent symphony. I think this one needs to be it needs to be in the silent depths there lies a force in a similar vein as the previous ones that we just saw. Maybe we should say chalk, clay, heat, loam.
Yeah, it scans a little bit better. You get the better separation between reuse of the word secrets. Maybe that's all we got wrong. Maybe we just need better scansion.
I think chalk and clay. I don't know if we know that chalk and clay are in order.
There's no guarantee, no.
Those two seem to go together. Loam and heat seem to go together. Sand and soil seem to work together in their patterns, but I don't know that that's the way that goes.
Yeah, no. I think we're mostly right. I think sand and soil go in that order and go at the end.
And then chalk and clay, because in the silent depths is usually the beginning.
Yeah.
We saw in the depths previously, and then before that we saw in the depths was the first line as well. So we would begin with that here. So in the silent depths would be chalk. There lies a force would be clay. And then we just need to figure out the distance between loam and peat and which one goes. Beneath being the second line would indicate that maybe that's the third.
Oh, give it a recitation. Try flipping peat and loam and giving it a recitation.
So I just want to be clear on what I did first. I did chalk, clay, loam, peat, right?
I think that was the last try, yeah.
Yeah. Loam, peat, sand, and soil.
So, I don't
May
know
I
what's gonna
interject?
happen here trying this out, but
What you got?
She's got a chance. She's got to try.
I don't know. I was about to say something else, like something unrelated to the soil one.
Okay.
So I'm sort of sensing a theme with these puzzles. So I don't know if Bryn would know this in character, but out of character, I kind of have like a suspicion.
What's your suspicion?
Are there any bellows around the area?
Actually, no, there are not. Although that's a good thought.
Damn it.
It's a good thought. It's a good thought.
so I would like to try. We know sand and soil is the last one. I want to try to switch peat and loam, possibly.
Okay, so you switch peat and loam and try again?
I want to lift the individual piles of soil, making sure that the rock stone is cleaned off first, and then recite those lines in order and switch deep and.
Did you just turn my puzzle off and on again?
Yes, I did power cycle.
Power
the puzzle, thank
cycle
you.
the puzzle.
Okay, no, so you do. You lift them back and you change the order and still nothing happens.
Chalk and clay.
So,
Throw them
On the fire.
throw them in the pit.
you've got more in the urns if you want to try it.
Yeah.
It's worth a shot.
Throw it at the pit, because everything else has made the pit do a thing by introducing a thing to the pit.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
this would make sense. I mean,
Wilhelm said a thing about like forging, right? The process of forging.
Mhm.
We've kind of done that a little bit, right? We added fire and water to temper the flame or the heat of the forge. The next step is to add earth and air to control the temperature and also to begin work.
Yeah, the air one is why I asked about the bellows.
No,
I'll
no,
try that
that's a good
then.
one. Okay.
Put the soil samples
Onto the coals.
onto the coals in that order, saying the words, and Az is wearing the chains of a lot of dwarven history, so I guess if he thinks it's a good idea, it's worth a shot. We have sample sizes that we can try this again if it doesn't work.
Okay.
But I'm putting the utmost confidence in Az's recommendation because I'm pretty sure he knows what he's talking about.
All right.
Yeah, the substantial bonus to dwarvenness right now.
And Genesis has never sat there and doubted Az for a second, so we're gonna immediately go do that.
Okay. Let me see here. Uh-oh.
Something changed.
Yeah, it will.
Oh,
Bear with me.
Give it a second.
Secrets.
Bear with me. Bear with me. We're getting it. I gotta get it perfect. It's gotta be perfect. Back. And we layer. Token. Blam!
Ooh, beat.
Okay.
So it begins to boil and roil and churn as the minerals that you throw in begin to melt and converge over top of the coals, building up into this magmus. I just made that word up. This magmus, just nastiness. It's amazing. It's really cool. Oh, I gotta. As the brick with the stone rune on it begins to glow.
Woo!
Nice, and then we'll move that back up. Boom. Special effects.
Ooh.
We're getting fancy here.
Bryn is going to try, she's going to use her hands and her mouth simultaneously and blow on the steam.
Okay. Just blowing on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And trying to, fan it with her hands as well.
Well, I mean, that doesn't seem to do anything, really, except move it around a little bit. You can still see the words kind of whirling within the smoke and steam.
Don't you usually have a source of air for these things?
Yeah, if you're mortal and weak.
Yeah, this is more like you need the platonic ideal of air. Yes, the Becklerites had Plato. Don't think about it. Jimmy whispers the air poem into the fire and then blows on it gently.
There's just the one line, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the one line.
Just a singular line. Ooh, we're gonna. So you whisper the words. I won't make you say them all over again. And as you do, sorry if that moved. The air token begins to glow.
Oh.
Ah, yes, I forgot the poem.
As these things all begin to glow, the four stones, the boiling mineral deposits within, you can see them moving and churning above the coals, the steam and smoke rise up, the temperature within the room begins to raise significantly, very rapidly, and you all begin to sweat, those of you who are capable of sweating.
Oh, I'm sweating. Uki's sweating.
Backing
She's
away,
not used to this kind of heat, even though she has worked in
as
making brick.
in the front of the room on the raised dais, an enormous fire bursts into being. From within the fire, you hear a voice, a pounding, insistent voice, strangely feminine and yet still lacking any form of empathy or motherly qualities. Nothing whatsoever comforting. In fact, it sets you all on edge as you hear the words, "We didn't start the fire." I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
Don't do this.
Blame Snacks for that one.
Nice.
As you hear the words, "Who dares awaken my slumber?" echo through the chamber.
Oh, shit.
A quick religious question,
Yes.
Church.
Yes, yes.
Is there any feminine power associated with Zevran?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think there was.
He was a total Brocephus.
Yeah.
I would love to check the time if I can.
The time?
How long we've been here?
Okay. All you see is fire. Fire and roiling
I don't mean
magma.
I don't mean the water clock. I mean the actual time. How long?
Oh.
It is
Oh,
burn
no.
o'clock.
Although that's interesting. I would. That's not what I meant, but I would love to actually.
Yeah, well, there you go. We'll do both.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Why not? Right?
Yeah, why not, right? But yeah, as far as the time, oh god, I don't even remember where we were time-wise because you're on the moon. 4:20.
Yeah, I'm just carefully tracking
Good a time as any.
The
fine.
secret
I'm
pun,
carefully tracking the time so that I know when the castings that I've done is up. And since we're not in a combat situation, I would love to refresh that.
I will say you did. We'll let that go. That's fair.
Okay.
Okay. So is anyone answering this big booming voice coming through the chamber from the fire?
I have no fucking clue who that is.
I have never met a disembodied voice that I did not want to talk back to in my life.
Here we go.
Should I recognize this voice?
You do not.
Do not recognize.
Although
Okay.
there is a part of you as
Does it seem like a little familiar?
kind of in a weird way, like a voice you heard in a dream once.
So,
I guess I will.
Jimmy, who doesn't afraid of anything, would respond, "Fools, wanderers, and layabouts all. Just popping in for a visit."
You dare to awaken me for such trivial nonsense as this.
I dare a great deal. You might have been sleeping a while. You could probably use the company.
Mortal, you stand before Ilara, the centennial custodian of Cairne, and I will have my pound of flesh for this intrusion.
Centennial? I'm so sorry. What?
I imagine that meant almost nothing to Jimmy.
It meant absolutely. Here, I'll post it in the chat there, in all its strangeness.
I knew. Fucking, I'm not gonna spell that shit.
Yeah. Alright, so this is meaningless to Jimmy, but I have a finely tuned bullshit detector.
You're not detecting any like that.
Does that ring a bell?
Now, they meant that.
Yeah, no, they meant it. I'll give anyone who wants to another chance to respond.
Saoirse will say, We're here in search of the key to Zevran's citadel.
Just kidding.
I'm fucking close to spelling that right. Jesus.
No, I'm not surprised. It's okay. Like, really. So, as you say that, Saoirse, a figure made of ash and smoke and fire and stone rises up from the blaze, swirling this strange mass about its head. A humanoid figure, nonetheless, but enormous. Huge, towering above all of you, looking down upon you. I should be able to show you the picture. Blam, have a look.
Nice.
You can feel this weight of presence and this weight of their attention. No eyes are visible, so to speak, but it scans across the room. And you feel that just overwhelming sense of trepidation, fear even, if you're capable of it, as you stand before something that you have no idea what this is.
Jimmy having a small epiphany. Did you knock off the old man?
You speak in riddles?
So do you.
No, just slang, I guess. I'll ask more formally. I can do formal sometimes. Is this citadel's yours by right of conquest?
The entity stands up as you say this, and you finally get a good look at her. And at its core, the entity appears to be this swirling vortex of just elemental energy pulsating with like hues of orange and yellow and red and this kind of a weird, eerie, like Vanta black, reminiscent of the negative energy that you've seen throughout the realm of Cairne itself. And within this swirling maelstrom, you see flashes of like otherworldly light kind of dance and shockwave through the strange form, casting these weird shadows that flicker across its surface like whispers of a forgotten memory. And as she stands to her full height, towering above all of you, emerging from that swirling core, you see these tendrils of energy kind of reach out like grasping fingers, intertwining with the landscape around her. They ripple across the walls and ceilings and floor, leaving a trail of shimmering energy in their wake, almost as if it's scorching everything it touches, leaving bits of cinder and ash.
Speaking of cinder, the fire genasi over here is just like, whoa.
Mom?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Mom, is that you?
Woo! Or maybe not. I don't know. You know, I'm just...
No, it's fine. That's fine. No, she stands to her full height. She stands to her full height, towering above all of you. This just strange emanation of elemental energy before you. And very blatantly just says, I know what you are. You, the corruptors, the bringers of damnation, the destroyers of everything pure and holy, the scourge of the antecedent mother, and her greatest failure. You drove the life from this world. You pushed the spark deep into the core, and you have awakened Ilyara. You will pay the price for your transgressions.
You know, she's kind of got a point. All right, I'm just gonna put this out there. I know my worth, and I know my crimes. I can't speak for the rest of y'all, but this court holds no jurisdiction over me. Have at him.
Have at 'em. Nice knowing you. I'll be over here. Call me when it's over. So what are you guys
I'm
doing?
just like, I just got here.
Poor Uki. What?
On second thought,
No. A couple of these guys were actually there when the world ended.
As
Alright?
hiding behind an urn.
It was those guys over there.
All like 7 foot of them.
Those guys did it. Right there. That one. What are you guys doing? Anything?
Bryn will step up and say, but he was among the team that was trying to stop whatever happened to the world.
And yet, here I am.
Well, he may have failed, but he wasn't one of the perpetrators.
Do you know what it's like to bathe in the liquefied corpses of your children for centuries, withering within their corruption, feeling their taint and their rot as it seeps into every pore and every crevice of your being? Do you have any idea what you and your kind have wrought upon me?
Well, I'm not from this world, so
I wasn't here. No, Jimmy's turning things over in his mind, right? This is beyond him religiously, but he's forming impressions. Was there ever supposed to be an actual world spirit of Cairne?
According to pre-blight knowledge,
Yes, that's all he's got, really.
no. Nothing that would have been common knowledge, anyway.
Or it can be uncommon.
You know what? I will give you a chance. How about that? We'll do a knowledge history.
Okay.
High DC, but you're a rogue. Maybe you'll get it.
Do you think I got proficiency in history, brother? Nah.
Don't forget you have help a little bit.
You do have
Yes,
some
let
help.
me double check. Also 5 Okay, I can instigate advantage essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? It's a good important roll.
Go for it.
Oh my god.
can I give Jimmy some bardic inspiration?
What will that add to it? What, a D12?
A d12.
Yeah, go ahead. Why not? Throw another D12 on the pile.
17 of them.
17. Yeah.
Probably not making it.
Maybe a rumor at some point that there was some weird hippie cult.
I rolled with a dwarven mob for a while. They were probably attached to running some material goods. And if there was a cult to the earth spirit, the dwarves were in on it. No.
Hippie cult.
No. Couldn't be. Jimmy looks back and is struck once again by the knowledge that anybody who was ever here in the olden days is now well beyond his reach. It's just him and a big pile of enemies now. Huh. That stings a little bit. Addressing Ilyara. Are you... Do you Do you speak for Cairne?
That is the name that your filthy kind gave me.
I can just, for 1 second, completely over here in a corner by myself, to chuck something over. It doesn't even have to be that big a deal.
You throwing something at Iliara?
Oh no, I would never dare. I just
Throw water on her?
I just would like to start the process of doing this again.
Of doing some stuff.
Okay, what are you doing?
Quietly in a corner over here. I'm just gonna.
Who you putting that on?
Jimmy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing all the talking we really need.
That's fine.
We really need the talking to go.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Speaking of giving Jimmy the help, I would like Saoirse to spin up a song.
Okay.
Gonna try and drop an airworm on Iliara to try and see if we can impart an attitude of amenability.
Very sure that's not mortal.
I do have a question.
Listen, Saoirse did this with the avatar of Shaw, or at least like, a corrupted form of Shaw's avatar.
Oh, you're right. You might have a chance.
I do have a
Saoirse is
question, though.
going to try.
Okay. What's your question, real quick, before
Do
we
I
let
need
her
to roll
roll?
the D100 for this?
For the Fortune's favor?
Right?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry. So much going on.
Just
Thank you for reminding me. You're good. No worries. Without a
Good.
hitch.
Solid. Normal number.
and then after that minute's over, I just fade back over here.
Alright, so Saoirse.
Jimmy's gonna do something a little out of character.
Alright, well, do you want to let Saoirse do her thing first, or are you trying to
I thought she did it already. Go ahead.
Oh no, we got to get some rolls in for that.
Yeah. So I think Iliara needs to make a wisdom save against Saoirse.
Okay.
I shudder to think what the avatar of a planet has as a wisdom score.
It's one of
How do you get more druid than that?
it's one of her lower ones, really.
Oh, really? This
What-
man about
what-
to roll a plus 22 or something.
What DC are we fighting here?
19.
19. That's not bad.
Hey!
Look at that.
Oh my god.
That is with a plus 16, by the way.
Had to roll a 1 or a 2.
So yeah, Saoirse drops an airworm on her, and it is a feeling of calm, making her more amenable, willing to, giving her a feeling where she's more willing to hear Jimmy out here,
Okay.
because we weren't the instigators, none of us here were, and we want to help.
Okay.
In as much as we can. That's the feeling. We're here to help.
Okay. So doing a subtle influence.
Yes.
Which is probably smart. Anything too drastic, and she'll probably be like, you're messing with me. Splat! I do have stats for this creature, by the way, if you guys want to fight her. Just throwing that out there.
Something tells me it would not be a very wise idea for me to pull
Yeah.
this out.
Trying not
Better
to.
not to say that
Ain't
too
gonna
loudly
happen.
around Az, who doesn't really even care either way if we live or die at this point. He's like over there behind a barrel. He's like, "Fight, you say? Oh my god!"
I've always wanted to punch a planet.
I do have this extra buff from Shaw's dead body. Well, let me put my fist through your face, please.
So
I'm sure nothing bad would happen.
it would be fine. Don't worry about it.
So,
Jimmy comes to stand up dead center in front of the avatar of his homeworld.
You can feel like the heat radiating, like it's like you're standing too close to a bonfire right now.
He unbuckles his sword belt and he lays them to the side, and then he takes a knee.
Whoa, what are you doing? Don't put me down.
And then he looks up into a face that he could almost recognize.
Mom?
Cinder did move up, and Istu tried to stop him, and he's just like, I have to. This is great. This is amazing. Oh my god.
The only one that is excited.
Yes.
Mm.
I'm sorry it took so long for me to return.
You almost sense a sigh of contemplation as this entity regards you.
I think it's probably fair if I take the blame on this one. After all, anybody else who was there is unavailable to defend themselves.
You offer yourself as pledge for their crimes?
Jimmy shakes his head a moment. He's looking down. It's genuine contrition on his face. Not their crimes, just mine. I didn't bring down the darkness, but I did fail you. I tried to stop it, and I couldn't. It was bigger than me.
What is it you and the rest of this gathering seek from me?
A boon, mostly.
I'm not sure we're in the deserving of boons category.
But we have a similar interest.
Speak.
I wanted to come back. This was home, and I couldn't leave it the way it was, even if I had made it out with most of my skin. I couldn't leave it like this. It was always on my mind.
Saoirse will then pipe up with, "We seek to help Cairne. We're following the somnambulist prophecy that Bodhi left in place, and a part of that now is to gather all of the keys to the citadels of the gods, and now we need severance."
You come to me, daughter of Bodhi, son of Goin, son of Shah. You come to me, seeking the spark of life, with the goal of what exactly?
The completion of the forced somnambulist prophecy. When Bodhi left, he placed a prophecy in place where whenever all 12 have been fulfilled, that he will return, that he will pave the way for the gods to return safely and right the wrongs that have been done to Cairne. And right now we're working on the 4th. This is a part of the completion of the 4th.
I can't lie to you. I don't know how much of that is true. We've spent a long time getting played back and forth on this. You might have seen the new powers, the upstarts.
There is no power but that which I grant.
I believe you. But there's some people in line, put it like that. They're angling for what the gods used to have.
The gods are long
I-
gone.
Yes. I won't let them have it. I don't like them. I think the world deserves better.
Son of Goin,
He sort of nods his head.
Your plea has not fallen on a deaf ear. However, you must understand, the antecedent mother sacrificed herself so that I might live. Her children each sacrificed something very dear to them so that each one of you might live. For me to give up the spark of life, the last fading remnant of Zevron's power, I too will require a sacrifice. Be it willing or otherwise, if this is truly your goal, and what you seek from me is truly, solely for the purpose of attempting to right the wrongs that you and your kin have wrought upon me, then through this sacrifice I will grant you what you wish and allow you to leave this place, minus your sacrifice, unscathed.
Jimmy thinks for a second. Ask it.
A life for a life. And you see this hand of molten stone and ash with flaming embers coming off of it open up above the fire. And inside you just see this huge glowing ember, this spark sitting in her palm.
Bryn is going to clamp her hand on Jimmy's shoulder and squeeze and give him a look.
Cinder
Still
might
kneeling.
walk up and help you out with that. It looks rather warm.
It does look warm.
You know, I'm reluctant to make that choice for anyone's character when it's not your own. You know,
That's fair.
He did.
I do
kind of-
understand
he did kind of-
the attraction to fire, but I do think that should be the person who plays.
Probably
the
shouldn't
character's
throw
choice.
him into the fire. Yeah, that would be a
Yeah.
little rude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to disrespect him like that. That's
Bye,
a little unfair.
Sander. No.
Jimmy's gonna try something though.
Okay. What you got?
What's the point of having the persuasion if you don't use it?
You gonna try
So
and persuade
Jimmy,
me?
still kneeling, he removes his hat.
Okay.
He says, "I expect you remember all your children." That's how I always felt, at least. Do you remember him? He waves the hat.
You trying to see if she remembers Stapleton?
Yes.
She remains stoically quiet.
He meant a lot to me. He meant a lot to a lot of people. But I saw him work. I saw him do what he did. I think, little people though we all were, he might have meant something to you. If you had a more brave or staunch defender, I never met him. His whole life. Don't think he ever stopped working to make you safer, to keep the place together to the very end. Very end.
And was that for me? Or was that for your kind?
He betrayed our kind to try and save you there at the end. Don't believe he had a better friend on Earth than the Sovereign. And he turned his back on him to try and stop the Blight coming down.
Only Shaw stood between the Blight and me. And she paid
She
for
was
it.
a little bigger than us, sure.
She paid for
But
it.
we stood there too. He paid, too. I saw.
Tell you what,
I was the last witness.
give me a persuasion roll.
Yeah, here we go.
Get you another bardic inspiration from Bryn. Pump that number up.
So 38.
38. All right.
And Jimmy holds out the hat.
Jeez, you guys are getting lucky. That was a 1 I just rolled. A 1 with a plus 20 bonus.
It seems right, actually.
So you feel her kind of flare up at your words angrily. Like you feel the anger kind of coming off, and it makes you take a step back. Like it stings your skin. You kind of smell like your hair singeing a little bit. Like your eyebrows and the hair on your head curling a little bit from the burst of heat. And then it calms for a moment. She says, I believe that you believe what you are saying. And although my initial impulse is to just burn away the lot of you, you are a convincing one.
I learned from the best.
And that is why I only require a singular sacrifice, rather than taking my wrath out on all of you. But do not tire me with these very illustrious words much longer. I do require a decision.
He holds out the hat. I offer you the last living memory of your greatest defender. Seems right, in a way, to return it to you.
You get that swelling sense that she's getting angry again.
Oh, come on, man. At 38, I'm handing you the artifact.
Yes, but you are offering her a hat in return for the poisoning of an entire planet.
A little, but I have imbued it with significance, and I am suggesting that we have sacrificed. Stapleton is the sacrifice. The hat is symbolic of him.
No. That's not gonna work.
It might.
Your hat's just a symbol. That's not what she wants. That's not what she deserves. She deserves justice. She deserves vengeance.
That's what she's looking
Oh.
for. That's what she's looking
I'll do it.
for. Wilhelm?
What? No!
Wilhelm.
Oh my fucking god.
I
I don't think Wilhelm has it in your you don't have a in your body to be a force of vengeance.
First of all, do you want us all to fucking die? Second of all, no.
Second of all, no.
Third of all, no. And I direct you to my previous points 2, 3, and 4. No, no, no.
I'm picturing
That's
this-
already my mission. I've been charged by the antecedent to deliver justice to the Hidden One for crimes related to the end of the world and the Blight.
We're all gonna die.
This isn't about vengeance.
Vengeance
About
for the
taking
world?
responsibility. I'm willing to take this if it keeps everyone else safe.
Wilhelm.
If this help the ones outside, this could help them. And I look at listener. If I do this, you need to fulfill my words. Help them. Will you?
If I can. Some fires burn very hot.
I am willing to pay for the crimes of the back.
Child of Goyne.
Genesis has never been more conflicted.
Saoirse is bawling.
Just
You-
like,
You understand what I'm asking of you. Yes?
Yes,
No, he
I-
doesn't.
I am a healer. I believe in saving those that can, and
This
by
this
this-
man won't
What?
even mercy kill a lethally wounded soldier. He tries to fix them instead. You don't want him as a champion.
I am not seeking a champion.
Oh, okay.
I
Cool.
am seeking
You can have
Have at 'em.
that.
retribution.
Oof.
A sacrifice. If you choose to be this, son of Goyne, then walk into my fire and receive my judgment from now until the end of time, for I will burn you slowly. Every moment of your existence from now until the sun goes dark, you will know my pain. Do you understand what I am asking of you?
yes, and I am willing.
Then receive
And
my
I will-
embrace.
I start taking my stuff off, so I'm leaving my gear, and I walk forward.
I really don't even know
Wait,
what to
what?
say right now at all. I just
Wilhelm, what are you thinking?
emotionally I cannot take this. I don't understand.
Yuki's yelling at Wilhelm right now.
Wilhelm walks in.
No.
I'm gonna let you guys play this out however you want. If anyone's want to try and stop him, you can, but you got to do it now before he walks into the fire.
Oh my god, I don't know what to do.
Well,
Everybody has their sense of
Really
urgency, but I
don't want him to
wanna
do
honor
that.
Oh my god.
Listener could not let it go without an attempt, even if he's not the persuasive firepower of Jimmy.
Yuki's not gonna back off from this fight.
Okay.
This is like, no.
Okay.
This is the party's.
Well, here, Uki, you're definitely faster than listener, so tell me what you're doing first.
I'm basically going to try to run up and restrain Wilhelm and say, stop. What are you thinking?
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Give me a grapple roll. Athletics or acrobatics, your choice.
Athletics or acrobatic? Okay. Give me one moment. There's so many people here. Characters. There we go. Close. What am I? You said athletic or acrobatic?
Your choice, whichever is best for you, basically.
Checks have advantage too.
Yeah, I'm looking at this. You know.
It's true, you do have advantage.
Huh.
Although I think Wilhelm might have advantage as well. To be fair.
Oh my
Wilhelm!
god. I wasn't gonna
Wilhelm.
remind him.
You can't in one moment tell me don't give me cigars because it's gonna shorten your life and then you're going to do this? That's okay. So
Yeah, at least have a cigar first.
yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
Because I do have 20.
20.
Oh, and then I'll do it one more time.
20.
20, yeah, definitely 20 for sure.
I'm
my
so
God.
sorry.
So, Wilhelm, you're welcome to resist. Acrobatics
Hey,
or
wasn't
athletics.
somebody wasn't the bar wasn't oh gosh, wasn't somebody playing a tune, but that was for somebody else or for
That was to pacify
to pacify.
Ilyara.
He-
That was
Yeah.
the earworm on her.
That's right, the airworms was going, that's right.
That's why she hasn't killed anyone yet.
Yeah, it was a little close.
But no, you are restrained.
All right, Missy, you can't have that one. All right, if I'm to deliver my justice, your mother's justice, the antecedent's justice, to the ultimate culprit of ruining you and the world and everything and breaking it all, I need that one.
Then choose another. Will you replace him, son of Shah?
I didn't break the world. I'm on a different mission. We're on the same side here.
Listener's gonna try.
What's
He's not gonna walk into the fire, but he's gonna try something.
Okay.
Is it even physically possible for him to speak to the Earth Mother?
You can try.
He
Oh my
tries.
god. Opening the channels.
Okay. Are you connected to anyone else presently?
No, not at the moment.
Okay, there's no hive mind going on or anything?
Nah.
Okay. So, give me a Constitution save, please. As you make your connection.
18.
It's a save. Keep in mind, it's a save.
Oh,
Do I have advantage on him? Oh, that's right, Cinder. Or is his advantage or is his plus something?
It's advantage.
You still Fortune's favor. It's a save, right?
Yeah.
Saving throw before the spell ends.
Yeah. Go ahead. You got
Listener
advantage.
hasn't used it.
21.
21's pretty good.
Even better. So, you make your connection. And strangely, something you have not experienced in a very long time, but a flood of information just rushes through you, faster than even your mind can fully compensate for. Listener goes down on his knees and hands hard, just boom, and his head's just rolling around. Listener, as you have the history of the entire world just blast through your central cortex in a matter of a couple seconds. And it's like this whirling cycle of just information tearing through you. And in the middle of it all, in the middle of the maelstrom, much reflective of her physical form, her mind is very similar. You get that presence locked onto you. And she says in your mind, have you come to offer your life for these? You, who are just a byproduct?
Grandmother. Must they burn?
One must burn. A life for a life. For this is the way of nature. This is the way of the world. Life feeds on life, and I will not be denied. Do you understand?
That's a good question. Does listener understand? Because
Probably better than most, really, if you think about it.
he doesn't really feed. The Ogham are plant men.
Yeah, but fertile soil is nothing but rotten material. Right?
It's a lot of stuff.
We're hearing some of this, right?
No, you can't hear any
It's
of
all
it.
Okay,
his head.
but before she had said though that she had to have one. Right?
Yeah,
We
no,
heard that.
she definitely said that.
Okay. Uki is not pleased.
Okay.
Uki is watching, not knowing what's going on, is going to say, enough. Enough.
That's
All are equal beneath the blade. Everyone has value in our society, and everyone here is trying what we can, working together. No one's role is less important than others. We will not tolerate this any disrespect for any member of this party who is trying so hard to repair the wrong that has gone on for generations. And we're all doing what we can to change the society that has existed for so long. Why would you deny us this opportunity for reparation?
So Uki's challenging Ilyar, is that right? I mean, I'm looking for intent, like Uki's intent.
Yeah, I would say it's challenging. It's not meant to be intimidation. It's more of the, that you're this is. Are you trying to test us? There's a reason we are all here together and have been together for this amount of time. If you're trying to break us, it's not going to happen. Because we are gone so far to right the wrongs. We know there's so much that's happened, but we are doing what we can to impart a change upon this world together. Look at these races who have come together. does not have not any value for you.
I like your argument, Nuki. Give me a persuasion roll, and you know what? I'll take your advantage too. Remember,
Okay.
And take a bardic inspiration from Bryn.
an additional D12 that works.
Okay, so I'll do 2 persuasion, and I'll do an additional D12.
Is that contested?
Kinda.
It's fitting to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 20.
Ooh, 20. Not bad. Not bad.
20. That's not bad.
Ooh, I'm glad I gave you a d12.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That helped. So this was persuasion. I really shouldn't be doing saves. Let's do persuasion versus insight. How about that? Does it sound fair? Yeah.
I'm not really strong at any either of those, so I've got, it's like Uki's
32.
seeing the temper come out,
Yeah. Oh,
and the injustice.
are you
Yes.
casting silvery barbs?
Oh boy.
No, not at this moment. Sorry, that was
Master Miss, I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, that's me.
It's a reaction.
What do
So
you-
I mean,
Who are you casting it on?
this may be a mistake, but
Yeah, that may be a mistake.
Well, I mean,
Hold up, time out. Okay, so if all you want is a soul, like just somebody to punish, give me 5 minutes.
I'm just,
Alright.
I just-
It's you made of time, right? I mean, we're not really going. Give me 5 minutes, all right?
that's a really high roll. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do something else.
okay. I'm actually curious
I-
to see where Az is going with this. So,
Yeah, I don't.
He finna haul a dwarf in from outside.
I don't know.
I think there's something else. I think there's. What you got?
You had 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm gonna call out to Phaedra Cadence.
you're calling for Phaedra?
Yeah.
Okay.
This can only go interestingly.
Give me
No element of this plan could possibly be boring.
Give me an ability roll. Let's see if you can first. 24 plus 1. You know what? I'm curious. Let's see where this goes. Where is she? I know she's in here somewhere. Or is it this one that she's in? It's getting interesting. Oh, that's right. This is the sigil, so Phaedra's not in here. That's okay, because I can get her. Yeah.
And it's perfect because it'll import with you on it anyway. So synergy.
There we go. So yeah,
Oh, hello.
a swirl of black and green energy appears before you. Have you changed your mind, Astra-san?
No. I was coming to see if you had.
About what?
Well, new information has come to light, sister.
This being?
This being the accusation of kinslaying.
And you
How do you plead?
guilty?
Well, that was
Unequivocally
easy.
so.
Then you are sentenced.
By whom?
By me.
Are you challenging Phaedra?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw her into that firewall.
Oh man,
This is about to get really interesting. Okay.
you're my favorite, Ginkgo.
Yeah, what's up?
Oh my god.
All right. I didn't expect this to get into a fight, but let's see where it goes. Hang on, I'm gonna bring her over so I got her stats. Jeez.
I can't even.
He's standing so far over there. There's absolutely no way we could stop that.
I think this dude just wants to kind of haul Cinder back over somewhere out of the way.
No.
But the fire! But the fire! There's fire right here. Look at this fire. Alright, cool.
No.
Fair enough.
No.
We're not getting in the way of whatever that is. Jeez.
Alright, here we go.
I figure we're gonna be in initiative before we can move around too much.
Oh my god.
So, she looks at you slyly. Her eyes kind of light up the glowing green color. And she pulls out her sword, which immediately ignites in this bluish black flame. She says, "Okay, brother. If you're sure this is the direction you want to take this, I will oblige you. For old time's sake."
I didn't choose this, you did.
So you say. All right. So are we doing this? Yes.
Yeah, I'm throwing her into that firewall.
I don't think I can really stop Az.
Yeah, I'm getting out the way, I guess. I don't really...
So she aims her blade at you and says, "As Drusar, you will follow this day." And I need you to make a wisdom save, please.
Oh, this bitch is a caster?
Oh,
Oh, no, wait.
It's a,
That's a save.
it's a save.
Add a 5.
Shoot, I guess I gotta do that already.
You gonna force a reroll? Okay, go ahead.
Oh my god.
Yup. So it's an 8.
Should have just let me go into the fire.
You know, I thought
Let
this
him
would work
burn.
out way better.
So as immediately to start this off, you are affected with the frightened condition, basically disadvantage at everything.
Cool, so
you,
neutral.
As you're staring down, like that blue flaming blade, looking into the glowing green eyes of this undead champion of Shah, you're having second thoughts. Like, maybe I bit off more than I could chew here. But
No, I'm fresh off that boost from last time. I'm feeling stronger than ever.
All right, we can fix this though. We just got to get Cinder in range of him.
all right, so there's my initiative roll.
Ah, hell, let's all get in here.
Anybody who wants to.
If we don't want to, do we have to? Or
No, you do not have to. Is that it? Oh, we got more people getting in.
I mean, yes, dudes.
Remember what I said earlier about how we probably won't have combat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is great. Anybody else want to get into this?
Oh, that's right. I can't get listener in. Maybe I can just add him manually.
Oh, has he not been pulled over?
No, his sheet's not in here.
Oh, I can fix that real quick. Give me just 2 seconds. Listener. Alright. Slowly pulling everyone over. Eventually they'll just all be in every game.
Mm.
There we go. Should be in there now.
Yeah, me.
Oh, I didn't.
Here, I'll just associate the token with them.
That's good.
There you go. Boom.
You appear to have stolen ownership of my token when you did that.
Oh, I did, didn't I? Dang. Listener, let me fix that real quick too.
Okay. Well,
Wait a minute.
I'll have one go over here and see.
That's
I
weird.
can't roll correctly.
Oh, I gotta do. You can't roll correctly? Is that what you said?
Like I tried this and it's not working.
Okay, well, we're gonna figure this out. 1 second.
We're gonna get there.
There you are. Alright, there we go.
Perfect.
Okay, and Is2. Is that who we're talking about, or Genesis?
Right, just these two. One of them.
Which one?
Is2 Prime.
Which is...
Does it matter?
Oh, which token are we?
Yeah, this one.
Okay.
Yep.
Is2. Okay. Oh, you know what? I bet we're gonna get this, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna get this. Don't you worry. Bet it's because one of these is wrong. Is2 is on here like 3 times, so it's probably probably to do with that. Here. So I'm just going to assign them all to you, and no matter which one they're out there, it'll work. Boom. Boom. Look at that. That's what you get for having so many characters. Alright, there you go. Should be good now.
I'm just refreshing. Okay, I just see the one. Let's see if I can get it right this time.
There you go.
Okay.
Alright. So are we doing this? Is that everybody? Yeah.
We could put Cinder in, I suppose.
I don't think so.
No.
I
Cinder
never
will
got the
abstain.
chance to ask him about what he thought of Erebus and Phaedra. I don't know that it would be good to get him mixed up in this.
Well, he is a paladin and they are undead. If that helps.
That's true. At
That-
the same time, I don't.
It's
He's
your
also
call.
a warlock, so
Yeah, that's true. He's not a good
He's-
paladin.
Yeah,
he may
it's
be a
just
little skewed.
That's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Az is the one who challenged.
See if you can, you can wiggle him enough towards Az to get him in that aura.
I just don't want him getting struck, in the crossfire.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to laugh evilly.
Within 10 feet would be like here.
Oh shit, he's multi-class too many times. He doesn't have the good aura.
No, it's a...
Yeah, you see how close he'd have to be for that? That's wild.
Yeah, no, I thought he had the good aura. I forgot that he's twinked to hell and back.
So we're gonna kind of just, yeah. I think Ministry would be a fair risk, but not. I don't know.
So the real trick here is that in a duel with Az, she'll probably be content to just duel it out. But if we try to jump her and she has time to react, we're getting Erebus in here too.
That is a very big likelihood.
Wanted to make sure everybody was aware of this.
All right, are we ready? We doing this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Bryn, you are up first. What would you like to do? As you see this drawdown beginning.
Okay, well, she is not going to be the one to attack first.
That's fair.
She is going to pull out her fancy Sitar of the Whispering Shadows.
Okay.
And she is going to use Whispers of the Departed, where she can summon a number of incorporeal spirits equal to the bard's charisma modifier to, aid the bard, basically. Perform tasks that I set it to do.
Okay. All right. Just keep in mind that you have that.
Okay. And I don't know if that would be an action or a bonus action, but I'm going to let that be her turn.
Yeah, that would most likely be an action, I would imagine. Summoning
Okay.
6 spirit. Is it 6? 5? 6?
5.
5. Yeah, summoning 5 spirits. That sounds like an action. That's fair.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it's equal to the bard's charisma mod, and for Bryn that's 5. So.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, is 2. What you got? Anything?
That's not a spell, is it?
No, it's an item.
Okay. I want to see. I don't know. I feel like this was the wrong. I don't want to directly engage Phaedra in combat because I'm so sympathetic to Erebus's arguments. I just don't think.
You could always take her side.
Oh, that would be probably really, really bad. I just kind of want to.
Suddenly, Stu switches sides.
We'll just.
Is Stu Brutus?
No, never. I think I'll start by summoning Hound.
Okay. That's fine.
And then as a bonus action, I can. Oh, where's the breath that I just had? I think that's an action. Check. Yeah, that's definitely. Wait, I have the thing. Hang on. No, specifically for this reason. Let me make sure that I know what I'm doing here.
I wouldn't worry. It's fine.
Dragon's Breath is a bonus action. I just don't have it entered into the Roll20 chat correctly.
Are you trying to cast it?
Yes. So I'm going to do 2 D100s after this, but I just want to make sure that I get this right.
Because I think you can only cast 1 spell.
Okay. Okay, well, 1 then.
But
I won't do
that's
the
fine.
other.
That's fine. You can save it for your next, and then you'll still have an action available should you want it. Do you want to give me your D100 roll?
45.
No worries. All right.
And then we'll just we'll have the hound sort of sit here and defend me if something should happen, and I can kind of just make an expeditious retreat if it starts to become too bad a fight. But we're mainly here just to kind of make sure that it doesn't turn into a beatdown of sorts, because you don't really want that to be the outcome.
I mean,
So.
okay. In that case, Uki,
Can I hold my action?
you're welcome to. What are you holding it for? Like, what is your prepared action, I should say?
Because we're pretty close, right?
Well, there's some distance, but
Yeah.
like you're here, they're here, about 35, 40 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And keep in mind you're grappling Wilhelm. still.
Yeah. Okay. I'm Wilhelm, are you all right?
There's nothing wrong with me. She needs it. Okay.
I'm going
She's
to.
either going to kill us all,
I'm going
or
to.
one of us.
Okay. Well, are we all in this together? You realize you say
Do you
this,
not
but how?
understand the
But you realize this, but
situation?
how do you know that after you're gone that she's not going to take the rest of us out? We stand together. I stand. I stand with you. I release. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to release Wilhelm.
Okay. Any other actions?
Nope, not at this time because I now have I should now have essentially Overwatch, so there's really no reason to,
Okay.
all my
Through-
weapons are prepped. Yeah.
Through tears, Saoirse's going to tell Wilhelm. She's okay for right now, Wilhelm. Trust me.
Okay.
But
She
I will.
continues to play.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have my scope musket out.
Okay. So, as Phaedra looks down, still looking down the blade of her sword at you, you see that little grin kind of twist up on the corner of her mouth.
Oh, child.
She
These
says,
things I never even had the chance to teach you.
so much time that you've lost.
You think that makes me slower?
Let's find out. What's your AC?
It's pretty good.
What is it?
It's pretty good.
It is numerical.
Is there a numeric
value.
factor
It's a
involved?
number. Yeah, there's a number.
What number is it?
It's 23.
23. Okay. She moves with an unnatural speed and grace, catching you off guard. Like you did not expect her to move as fast as she is. It's a blur, faster than any of the champions used to move. It's once again scary as you hear the whistling of her blade and the kind of like the fire crackling through the air as she swings once, twice,
Good lord.
3 times,
I
and
I
a fourth.
would love to just
Multi-attack 4, sir.
This is fun.
Wait.
Mhm.
And 5.
Oh my god.
With a crit.
I'm sorry.
I definitely silvery barbs that last one because
You make her re-roll the last one?
I would love to just get all up in that and be like,
So you're casting a spell on her?
yes.
I believe the
Just,
Silvery Barbs
this
is a
is-
no-save spell, isn't it?
This is
Or is it
verbal.
save?
No, just must.
Must, yeah. It's just like a verbal thing, right? And I'm just making up like this so stupid like little ditty to be like stuck in Phaedra's head, like something stupid like
Alright, so it'll work. It'll
Random
make her
roll.
re-roll that last attack. But you're gonna see her kind of give you the side eye over her shoulder. So here's the re-roll.
I really don't. It wasn't a crit. I don't. I'm not too much of a help, but We're just we're doing stuff over here.
Did anybody tally that up as I was going, or do I need to get my calculator?
Man, I don't know that you have to. Az, how much health do you have?
I don't know. I didn't do math. I was hoping you'd tell me.
Here,
What's your maximum?
Enough.
No, that's not a guarantee.
This is a guarantee, right? I think. Let me a second.
What is the maximum number in your hit points box?
My hit points number. Hold on.
That's a total of 259 damage.
Yep.
I have 1 HP.
What the fuck?
So, as she just tears into you like just a blur of whirling blade and fire, and it just tears you apart. Like, you have never been hit that hard and that fast and that many times in your existence.
Somebody's been keeping up with their training.
And then, as she stops, she kind of whirls with a flourish, and you see her adopt, like, one of the most advanced defensive stances you've ever seen. And just kind of, like, still with that little kind of corner of her lip curled, smiling at you, she puts up one hand and waves you on. As if to say, your turn.
I would like Bryn to hold out her arm in front of Jimmy and look at him and shake her head.
No, it's alright. It's okay. I got this.
Alright. So, Jimmy, you're up.
Yes. I am going to move over to Az. I am going to pop my head around him now that he is about 80% blood.
Oh my god.
And speak to Phaedra.
What are you going to say?
Alright, okay. You made your point. Do you mind if I take him?
Brother, do you concede?
Oh my god, he's never gonna do that. Oh my god.
I've no wish to end your life. I'd much rather us continue our family association. And
You think I did this because I wanted to?
brother, if you fall, you don't understand. Erebus will take you back to Beacon with us, one way or another.
Still out for... He's a little sore about the stab thing?
No, not at all. In fact, it earned a great deal of respect. I'm sure he'll be happy to bring you back in a slightly more compliant form.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Never been one for compliance.
Oh, that
Then-
was the wrong word.
Then, for the love of Shah, for the love of our history, stand down. You cannot win this fight.
Build your strength up, big man. Baby steps.
I meant to offer you a different path. A chance at redemption.
I am redeemed.
You are not even. You are so far from the Mother's grace.
I am not beholden.
You don't even recognize yourself.
I'm not beholden to a mad queen nor a dead goddess. Those days are gone, brother. And the sooner you admit and recognize the fact that Shah is dead, the queen is gone, our people are shattered and broken. Your mind is filled with splintered fragments, and yet mine remains at peace. I have been shown the way to redemption, and my salvation is secured, as could yours be. definitely offer a great deal better than the creature back there amongst the flames. Do you yield?
For now.
Oh my god.
There'll come a day that justice comes for you.
Perhaps. Though I do hope to see you on better terms, brother. And she reaches out a hand to help you up.
I'll take it.
She helps you up. And then gives you a very respectful salute. And says, I will see you again. I hope.
Next time I'll hit back.
I hope so. Until then, I bid you a fond farewell. And she steps back and kind of vanishes into that cloud once more.
Really wanted to throw that sword of hers into the forge and her into the fires.
I'm sorry, ass.
Big
I
man,
really didn't think that was gonna go well.
big man, I've never seen somebody take that much of a beating and not fall over.
Yeah, you
So
did
congratulations.
good. You did
I don't even-
good. All things
I don't
considered, my God, you took a huge amount of damage there.
You
It's a
took
licking and kept on ticking.
I did
Hey.
not teach her that one.
beating. I'm gonna try and parlay this into something usable.
Okay.
Listener is still connected.
I'm
Feel
sorry,
alright.
guys. I was trying. She was asking. The lady in the flames was looking for somebody to torture for eternity. Like, I thought I'd at least try to get us somebody guilty of something, so that we don't have to send in the fucking nicest guy I've ever met. Like, this guy won't even mercy kill a terminally ill patient. Okay, this is the nicest dude I've ever met, and you want to submit him to an eternity of torture.
There's something to be said for living your life as a to make up for the sins of your ancestors, and Wilhelm's done that a lot. He's really been here for us in a lot of ways. It's difficult when you're struggling to not violate their right to choose, but also to convey to them how much they mean to you.
But politically, he's got so much more value. If you just,
Intrinsically, he has
Ilara,
value, but
if Ilara, you just endorse him as a political figure to instate your will over the Beklerite Empire, to force them to overall do a good deed, right? Instead of, torturing like the most caring person ever.
Do you know how many years ago that was, though? Like, there's no way Wilhelm chose that.
But no, Wilhelm wasn't involved at all, but he has he means to help atone for that, and the best way to help atone for that and to serve your interest in, making the world a better place, as you, the world spirit, would be really beneficial to maybe have a political pawn. Like, if you controlled the king of the Becht, he might have more value than as a torture prisoner, because he wasn't involved really. So, on the scale of who should be or deserves torture, he's kind of really low on that list. Like, if you want somebody guilty of the blight of ruining the world, I'm working on it. I'll bring them back to you.
Church.
Yes.
Listener doesn't believe any of that could possibly convince her. This is a creature of... not even a creature of. This is the natural world.
Yeah. Are you still in her head, by the way?
I'm still in her head. I watched this, and listener makes one final entreaty.
Okay.
Grandmother, we are only small and weak, and the forces arrayed against us are vast. If one burns, we may not be strong enough to defend you. And this one who offers himself, well, he is the best of us. And I begin, well, obviously she's not going to have any problem interpreting it, but I offer listeners' entire memory of Wilhelm. It's like, every moment of this man's life that I have seen him, he has worked for the good of others.
Also, just going to point this out, don't forget Uki's words before, like, Az, like, tried to start a fight, because we didn't get, like, you know, a moment for the loss to consider.
I haven't forgotten.
Okay, I just...
She's been watching this whole thing unfold. If it had gone on too much longer, she'd have probably gotten involved, honestly.
Yes. She said, "This is rude to fight in my house. Be gone."
But, listener, it's interesting that you're the one making this plea.
Yes.
So I'm going to say this. In that silent connection, silent for everyone else, obviously, unless Genesis is peeking in.
I think that would be a little rude.
That's fine.
It would also probably earn you a big con save.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, yes. Definitely.
Maybe I could make the save, maybe I couldn't. You never know.
Yeah, Genesis is tough. But
I'm way over here, though.
So, so in that quiet moment of this exchange, as you make your plea, she says to listener, in a much softer tone, as the roaring malevolence and the maelstrom of her internal psyche kind of calms into a lulling storm, her tone shifts to almost one of an endearing quality. And she says, "Child of the New World, you are the least guilty among all of these. It was your people who rose up from the ashes of my torment. It is your people who have taken on stewardship of what has become. Things change, and will continue to change. We cannot return to where things were. We can only move forward, such is life. And in that regard, with the natural order of things, for me to give the spark of life to you and yours, to follow through on the path that you have set before you, if it is as you say, to make me better, to heal the wounds that you can, then I will require a life for the life I hold in my hand. If he is the best among you, then by all means keep him and ensure your success. But perhaps, child, if you were to willingly join, perhaps my judgment would not be so harsh. Perhaps the repercussions of you being held within my domain, perhaps things could be slightly different.
Oh, I really hope he's isn't tempted by that. You made a promise to the orphan, remember? You can't fight. Oh my god.
Oh, she's not offering artistry.
No, she's offering a
of
slightly
our nightmares.
less terrible
Yeah.
The being of our
suffering.
nightmares said you swore that you would join them forever too. So double swearing is gonna start a war. I don't think we're ready for that.
Listener considers.
Just kidding.
I
Just
really
kidding.
I really don't think we're ready.
But that's just you and her, listener, so.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I can't hear it.
The question, I guess, is does listener trust grandmother to let him walk out again? Does he believe the world would truly kill him?
Yes. In fact, there's no doubt.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt about it. But in this instance, like generally, absolutely, of course it will. That's the normal order.
There is no doubt that she will take your life if you walk into that fire. And there is no doubt that she will honor her bargain. I think what she's offering you mainly is acknowledgement.
I would not have to burn in suffering.
The acknowledgement that she will view your people with a certain kindness, as she already does. I think that's more what she's offering, is for you to not only be the champion of your group, but to prove that the Ogham, the children of this new age, her newest children, stood up when the rest of the species of Cairne fell back and refused to pay their penance. This would make listener somewhat of a strange, almost messiah type figure.
Ooh.
At least in her eyes.
Saoirse's going to pipe up. Yes, what about the seed?
Oh, did we lose somebody?
Oh, Ginkgo cycled.
Okay.
Hopefully he'll be back in a second. Oh, this is the big one. These are the big ones.
Oh, there it goes.
Welcome back.
Yeah, Saoirse asked Az, what about the seed?
What about this seed?
As an offering?
Didn't we ever give that to Az though? I don't
Yeah,
think we
Yes.
had it.
Az has it.
Okay. Okay.
But I'll need that to regrow the spirit tree. I need.
I'm not sure that's a life either.
I know. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
also probably. Well, I mean, it will be a container for life because I've also got the Lyranath. I just need to fix that, so I'll need a prayer boost. So I can fix that, and then we plant the tree, and then we put the orb in the tree, and then I fix the elven reincarnation cycle. So that'll be cool. I don't think the seed fixes this though. Like, yeah, I've got that intention, but
I know we're dealing with a lot right now, but I would really love to just make sure that Az is not gonna die on us
From being at 1 hit point.
from being poked. I
What?
would love to do some triage if I can. It doesn't have to count for anything.
yeah, it's the only one that matters. Like, I'm still fighting fit.
I would love to do some triage over here. I don't.
Barely a scratch.
Yeah, I'll let you patch him up while he's considering all this and all this is going on. That's fine, as long as he doesn't stop you.
Make sure
I
your
almost
internal
want
organs stay
to
internal.
beg off for later so that we can all discuss this out of character and sort of.
If that's what you would prefer, and everyone agrees, we're 11:30. Like, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
It's up to you guys.
I wouldn't. There's like other things we can do in this time if we have it, you know.
Whatever you guys decide. We can keep going and make our decision tonight, or we can call it a little bit early, and you guys can discuss over the week and make your
I'd rather keep
decision
going,
next
even
week.
If we don't even if we don't make the choice now, I'd rather keep going just to have like
That's fine.
a plan or.
Go ahead, discuss
Something.
it. Discuss it as much as you like.
I mean,
Since we're all here, like
I mean, we all are here.
And
Yeah.
I just mean, like, I didn't want to waffle in character for half an hour while we continue to think about who dies. I wanted to, like, actually talk.
well, I know this isn't the traditional use of this spell, but I would love to do something
Okay.
that I think would fit the narrative,
What you got?
and at the same time not cause this to be too much of an issue.
Okay. Time
Stop.
for
It says
everyone,
for everyone but
yourself.
myself, but I just want
Yeah.
to create like a little thing where we can take a moment to talk. I do have slow, and I can slow things down for
Well, that's
Iliara, but I don't want to.
I literally wanted to discuss it out of character. I don't need the characters to
you-
be in time stop.
you guys can have an out of character discussion. It's a big.
It's a big deal.
It's a big
It
deal.
has out of character ramifications, is why I wanted to discuss it in this manner.
Yeah, no, I've got no
Yeah.
problem with that. You guys go ahead, chat.
All right.
Yeah.
I hesitate to let Wilhelm kill himself, because then you don't have a character anymore, brother.
I know, but it. Tell me, this is Wilhelm.
That is
Sacrificing
totally
himself
what he would do.
Yeah.
for everyone, redeeming the Becks. This is like making sure that she doesn't get angry. And okay, one of the Becks stepped up, therefore, the whole entire race is still existing, is in her good graces. Because I don't want her pissed at the world. And that's how Wilhelm's seeing it. Is he's willing to sacrifice himself to not only save the party, but to kinda want to be on her good side for everyone else.
Hmm.
That's solid. I mean, solid logic.
Is his self-esteem really that low though? Like,
Well, it's not his self-esteem. Like he's thinking of his people.
you don't understand like how much they rely on you.
Mhm.
So, like, the noble valor of it is it's all well and good, but we're fucked if I just don't.
And I was going to try bargaining directly with Church, essentially, because we can pull some shenanigans. We're both spiritualists, for one thing. Death is not the end, but this is the world spirit. She's gonna keep the soul.
Yeah.
There is no way to yoink the soul.
No. No. Once it's hers, it's hers.
Yeah.
And nothing that we have would substitute that.
I mean,
Unless you got a spare soul laying around.
well, I have and none of my characters would ever suggest this. This is a really mean suggestion, but this is an out of character thing.
Mhm.
It's a really mean suggestion. We do have the souls of the dwarves that are outside of this area that, have been, their souls are trapped in stone.
Yeah, that's what I thought Az was doing earlier. That's why I said he was gonna go outside and haul a dwarf in.
That's what
Oh,
I
I
thought
forgot
too.
about those. No, I was gonna find a guilty party.
I mean, that might work. You're right. It would be pretty dark, but
Yeah, that's the smooth, lawful evil choice right there.
I mean, waste not, want not. Am I right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, two birds, one stone. I was gonna melt down her sword in God's forge. I was preparing a disarm, and then I was gonna judo throw her through the flame wall. And sorry, man, 1, 2, 3 strikes. You killed her brother, strike 1. You killed all of the fucking halflings, strike 2. Fuck, what's the word? Heresy. Strike
Bit
3.
of heresy.
Bit of heresy. It's 3 strikes, you're out. Sorry. Also, kinslaying is kind of a really big deal. None of the other Supreme Grandmasters have ever died in combat, especially to being backstabbed by one of their own.
It was a fair fight.
It was a fair fight. I could have done that to her too.
It was. In fact, it was 2-on-1, and she won.
That lich power.
Yeah, she was undead at the time, and as you can see, that's a pretty big upgrade.
It seems like it's kind of an upgrade. Yeah, a little bit. No, it seemed like a really good idea at the time, though.
It wasn't a terrible idea. Az just didn't know what he was getting into.
I've been
Hadn't seen the
out of-
Blade of Winter yet.
Yeah, I didn't know she had that.
Or multi-hit 5?
Multi-hit 5.
My man, multi-hit 5.
So since we're talking about this out of character, what would be the consequences if listener were to choose to do this if he already swore that he's gonna rejoin the orphan?
Yeah, I've been making deals.
So
It kind of almost sounds like
Just playing a trick, basically.
the deal
a little
between listener and the orphan, right,
Mhm.
happens until the completion of his agreement or his life ends. Right.
But he fulfills that once he finishes this quest, though, and if he goes into this fire,
Well,
his life
he's
would
already
end, and
under
then it would.
he's already under
Yeah.
the orphan's influence already.
Yeah, I already have it.
But I get the feeling that Ilara supersedes the orphan's influence, so would probably just...
Not entirely
Yeah,
true.
I wasn't on the hook to spend eternity with the orphan.
Just until she got bored.
Yeah.
But if an artist dies before the completion of their contract, they're dead. Unless the power that they're, aligned with has the ability to affect that somehow.
Like Erebus and Phaedra.
Like Erebus and Phaedra, exactly.
Death is no escape from taxes.
So here's the thing, though. Like, the orphan will still claim Listener. Listener will exist in the Dreaming Vale. Right? Upon his death, Listener is going to be in the Dreaming Vale. Even if Ilyara takes his life, she's not going to torment Listener. She's got no desire. She's just going to take the life and give a life in return and call it even, because this is an unsullied life in her mind. This is one of her children offering in the stead of one of the guilty parties to take the punishment so that they don't have to. She sees that as a very noble thing. And so she's offering to let that life for a life thing happen without the eternal torment. Meaning, Listener will die. His spirit, his essence, whatever, will transfer to the Dreaming Vale with the orphan. So, both of these things are still honored. There won't cause any conflict between the two Pact Lords.
Okay. Alright, that's not so terrible.
No. If Wilhelm walks into there, it's eternal torment.
Yeah, he's in there.
And yeah, Wilhelm knows that he is willing to sacrifice, like I said, for all the above reasons.
You're gonna have so many people tackling you.
I mean, unless somebody else wants to walk in there.
I'm thinking about it. Just got my ass whipped.
I mean,
Whipped.
listen, as a
Like, if you're-
chaotic neutral individual with literally zero connections to this world, I have zero compunctions about having Brain go outside and pick up one of those stone dwarves and seeing if Iliara will take that.
Okay, I mean, that could work.
Wilhelm will object.
That's also
He will
fair.
dive into that before he lets that happen.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's a Wilhelm
That's a
Then
move.
we'll
Wilhelm
help
thing.
them, and then we're gonna run in and we'll save the rest of you. 6 of 1, right? Close enough, right?
And then the other trick, the last trick I was going to see if could be pulled off here. Probably not, because she wants a life, specifically. I do still have a hitchhiker.
Yeah. I was
Oh,
wondering about
God.
that. I was wondering why. That's what actually I thought was going to happen. when I-
Blackjammer?
No, not Jimmy.
No. No.
Listener.
Yeah.
Oh,
You have
Evelyn.
just one. You don't have You have just one, or do you have two?
I
Oh,
never
really?
I never
No,
negotiated the
no,
ability
no.
to carry two.
Okay.
However, she is already dead.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering about. I didn't forget. I just couldn't remember her name, so I didn't bring her
Yeah.
up.
Oh, Evelyn.
Evelyn, yeah.
What if...
I don't know how you feel about that, Church. I don't know how that would go over.
Would Listener give Evelyn as a sacrifice?
Probably not, quite frankly. He is fond of the dead. He thinks they deserve better than eternal torment.
Yeah.
He thinks they deserve better than just being trapped walking around on the surface.
Yeah. So yeah, he probably wouldn't do that anyway.
Yeah. But he would ask about her before he went in the fire, for sure.
She
just
would
to
not
make
be
sure.
held accountable. She would be released. She's one thing about Ildara is she is incredibly lawful, like fair. She understands justice in a very like black and white manner. So if she makes a deal with you, that deal will be kept to the letter. She's not going to
You're just
try
making
and...
me want to do it.
All right.
Well, no.
I'm gonna do
just
something.
Hear me out for a second.
I'm gonna do something.
Okay.
Here we go. Listener reaches up. He takes one of the flower buds off the side of his head, and he holds it in his palm for a moment, and he's doing something. He hands it to Wilhelm. Wilhelm, do you accept this?
Yeah.
I throw the thought stream wide open. Everybody's in here with me for a second. Watch over this, Wilhelm. Keep it safe. I will see you in dreams. And if you find good soil and good water, perhaps one day I will see you again. Shoop.
Listener steps into the fire.
As he goes, he asks the mother, "Are the dead your children too? I always wondered."
No, my child. But you and yours are my beloved children. Your sacrifice will not be in vain. Unless anyone does anything to stop it, the flames will consume Listener. Silently. Quickly.
Whatever chance we have, like we.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm not going to just force it if anyone wants to try and step up.
We're out of options. We're out of options.
Seriously cries.
So as he is consumed, and it happens very quickly, a hand reaches out of the fire towards Wilhelm, who's closest, holding that smoking ember of the spark of life. Will you take it?
I reach out and take it. Holding it in my right hand as I hold the new listener in my lap.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I knew you'd get it. I knew you'd understand.
The joys of being a plant person. So, you have the spark of life. Zevron's spark of life. The flames from which he forged the dwarves and the gnomes were started with this spark.
So, Bryn is going to walk over to the urn that has the soil, and she's going to pick it up and bring it over to Wilhelm to put new listener in.
Okay.
Because it's good soil.
It is actually good soil, yes.
I would hope so. Why would a god work with anything less than the best?
I break down my gear, pulling out everything, and make a proper carrying case using the soil, the water.
Do you want to incorporate some of this peat or sand or anything else to make like layers
The peat would actually be pretty good nutrients for Lister.
to make it thrive more?
Yep. Everything. I am building a terrarium.
I'll bring those over for you if that's all right.
Okay.
Yeah, don't forget that little watering can. Get him some of that divine water.
Jimmy will offer it up.
Yeah.
Wilhelm works without speaking, but builds a perfect terrarium with everything he's got. His supplies, the water, soil, everything to build this little orb, call it.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, given some sunlight.
Yep.
Okay. So, Iliara fades into the smoke and flames, and the flames die down very quickly. And once again, the room begins to cool and return to its normal temperature. There's a strange silence that fills the air, a somber, kind of dark silence. You can still hear the forge kind of crackling away, smell the smoke in the air as you go about your tasks at hand. But you have the next part. You have the next key and are free to leave this
Before we do
citadel.
that,
Yes.
I would love to look in the mirror. Genesis is convinced this was a mistake and just wants to get verification of that.
Trying to see ahead.
Trying to see to make sure it's going to show this as one of the mistakes.
It does not. However, everything you're seeing has this weird tinge to it. This dark tinge. Like shadowy wisps and tendrils kind of forming at the edges.
On a mirror?
Mm-hmm.
That's new. It's a compulsion that defies logic. The need to look at this thing.
It's all good.
And every time I cave into it, I just feel worse about myself.
It's kind of like a monkey's paw.
It just keeps. I don't even know what to say.
But I tell you what we can do. We can go ahead and wrap here.
There's one thing I'd like to do.
Go for it. What do you got?
I would like to take 2 drops of the tears.
Mm-hmm.
One for Az,
Fair enough.
and one for the plant.
Okay.
New listener gets a drop of the tears.
That'll work. All right. That'll perk the little flower up and definitely help it to take root very quickly. As the tear will heal you.
Hooray!
No longer 1 hit point.
Yes.
I took four Wilhelm's worth of damage.
No, Wilhelm has done better.
Wilhelm is
No,
now
wait.
a unit of measurement.
You took 2. You only took like 3 Wilhelm.
Oh, okay.
I'm up to 80 now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
All right. Yeah, it's only 3.
Yeah, Wilhelm has no hit points. I rolled really badly like every time.
Poor Wilhelm.
But my intent with doing that, Church, right? Well, obviously that is the budding process.
Yes. So,
But he was making an artist roll there.
Would you?
okay.
Would you mind if I refresh Fortune's favor before we roll out?
Refresh. What?
Fortune's favor?
No, I don't mind. That's fine. I won't even make you roll. That's fine. The
He
artist
was making an
roll-
artist role there because, you know, he's got dreamer influence now. He was trying to leave within the bud the connection to the dreaming of the orphan.
Okay.
It's a way for listener's soul to return.
I like that. That's interesting. Let me play with that in my head a little bit.
You think about it.
Because this is already, based upon the interaction between listener and Eliara, there's going to be like a rippling repercussion throughout the world setting, affecting the Ogham and their interaction with Eliara and nature in general, in a positive way. Listener will be a part of history because of this moment.
Yes. Ooh, do the Ogham dream now?
I think we're going to get into that.
Yeah.
Although I think that flower is going to have some really significant properties as it grows too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let me play with it and get some details worked out. But it's going to be like just like Rat is now the mother of invention, and you know that type of thing. Like this was definitely not a death in vain type situation.
Yeah, that's a big one right there.
Yeah, so it'll have very positive repercussions. So that was great. I know it was a heavy night, a lot of heavy stuff happening. I hope it was still at least narratively enjoyable. You guys okay? Everyone okay?
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure everybody got real quiet for a second.
I'm just hoping I made the right choice. I don't know. Istu isn't really too involved in this, because, you know, Nell and the Master were the ones on the ship when Jimmy went through all this.
Yeah.
They weren't here originally, and then Genesis isn't really somebody who was part of the decision-making process that made this stuff happen. You know, Venturites really weren't there for that.
Yeah. Well, your Becked ancestors were. Remember, at one time, all humans were Becked.
But do you think that's something that Genesis would have felt?
No, I'm not saying like that. How she felt is entirely. I'm just genetically, let's say, there is a tie there. All the humans came from the same root, basically. As far as the Bachelorite Empire, and then splitting into the four nations you have now.
I imagine the world spirit doesn't even see individuals near as much. It's more like bloodlines.
I did my best with like my reactions with it. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, no, you nobody did anything wrong to start with. Actually, you guys tonight was great for roleplay. I thought the interactions between characters were really good. You guys got a lot accomplished. You worked out the puzzle. I hope the effects were fun. I know Ilara was really dark and intense, but she's the damaged spirit of Cairne, basically.
She is the lost.
Yes, the lost.
It always grieves me to watch somebody lose a character, you know.
Oh, and it should. It
on
should.
a level.
I mean, granted, you have to keep in mind it's a game, and we'll keep going.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, there should be some sense of loss. There's an emotional connection, you know, just with any character that we lose. And we're losing a few. And like I said, when we get into this final chapter, I told you guys the gloves are off. Things are going to get intense. People are going to get lost. There potentially could have been ways around this, and you guys even touched on some of them, you know. But you did great because you in character. There are things you wouldn't do, you know.
That's the trick.
Which was great, though, because it's great that you adhere to what your characters would and would not do. And even if they do have a breach of morals, though, if one of them had just run out and be like, no, I'm not losing another person, take this. And it would have been an interesting roleplay opportunity anyway. Because, I mean, alignment's not what it used to be, where if you break your alignment, it destroys your character, like it used to be way back in the day.
Right.
And Cairne, we don't even really do alignment. It's just your character's your character, you know.
Yeah.
So
I think Bryn taking like
Oh, my mic's off.
yeah, I
Go.
think Bryn taking one of the stone dwarves and like offering it would have been like semi-appropriate for her, but like listener acted before anyone could do anything.
Well,
that's fine.
And Uki can be sarcastic and say take as instead of Wilhelm, but when the chips are down, it's like no, it's just enough is enough. She's not a diplomat, and there's only so much. Obviously not the diplomat in the group. There's only so much bargaining or whatever that it's just like it's just she's had enough. Just had enough.
And no, Uki did great. That was like a boss moment for Uki. She stood up to the angry spirit of the world that probably could have swatted her like a fly. And it was like, you know what? No, this isn't happening. I don't think so.
That was
not on my watch.
But
Yeah.
and you made the roll on top of it to make the spirit of the world stop and say, okay, there's some logic to what you're saying. Yeah. So I mean, that was Uki being a boss bitch,
Yeah. It's like having that moment, just going, and it's the just enough anger, and yet still the idea of like seeing through all of that, because just like having that moment just sort of like help to reset for that spirit,
Yeah.
And it's just like, look, we get it. Let us do our job, which is kind of what everybody else is trying to say as well.
And as pulling the duel with Phaedra, I mean, that was completely unexpected and a really interesting approach, very much in character.
That's exactly what he would have done.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly what he would have done.
It's just a pity when even a level 20 character is probably not really geared to duel, the second hand of one of the powers.
Yeah, I mean, you did basically like throw the gauntlet down to a demigod and and be like, let's fight.
Yeah.
And
Well, and what the rest of the party didn't realize is that Uki held her shot and would have taken it, but instead of saying it publicly, I DM'd our DM and he didn't respond. So it's a good thing.
Oh,
because
did you? I'm sorry.
Uki was ignorant. Uki was ignorant as to exactly who and what Phaedra was. So we could have lost Uki if she had actually fired the scope musket.
No. Uki has met Phaedra before, on a couple of occasions. So she does know who Phaedra is. You may not have been here for that week, but
Okay.
yeah, you guys met Phaedra down in Underholm, at one point, and you met Phaedra again here on the Mother's Head in one of the earlier citadels,
And in the throne room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I do
Also.
remember the throne room, but not understanding the full capacity at which that.
Yeah, that's
after
fair.
seeing Az get swatted as a fly, Uki's over here just kind of going, "Whew." Yeah, that's just sweat from all the heat in here. That's just sweat from the heat.
Yeah.
Turns out she's my younger sister.
Yeah.
And she killed our older brother.
Mm.
Yeah, almost killed Iolina as well.
Oh. Well, I don't know about her yet. Nobody's given me a status update on my other favorite sister.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Phaedra could take you to meet her.
She probably could.
Maybe the two of them together could convince Az to turn. Poor Az, he's just... Man, the world is so messed up. He's like, wait, what? What did you do? I was just asleep.
I was taking a nap and I woke up and my favorite grove was gone. And now, gods are dead. The humans had a civil war. Apparently they're not all Becked anymore. These plant things can walk and talk back and we let them.
Our allies, the halflings, are gone.
Yeah.
The halflings are gone and apparently my siblings did it.
The gnomes are gone.
You know, the gnomes are gone, and the dwarves, they don't want to talk to me anymore. Like,
This is why elves shouldn't sleep, guys.
Yeah, it's true.
Not allowed.
Not
Not
allowed.
allowed.
So what happens?
And I will say, I have to say though that
and then when I try to touch a little bit of my birthright, I almost tear reality in half.
Sorry, Yuki.
That's right. What were you saying, Uki?
well, I was also going to say that that a nerve was struck in Uki at the point when Ferdra said about, oh, you can go back and be compliant, because the imagery that the kind of like visual image that struck her all of a sudden was when we first met Az, and like having the chain, you know, the idea of having been bound and
Yeah.
the chains for so long, and that struck a tone because yes, you know, that's a big part of why, you know, she's so like so much about, you know, righting injustices is because of the fact that Hyverstedians were bred solely for the purpose of war, and essentially were slaves. You know, as military stock, they were being bred to do something, you know, for someone else. And so that was like, at that point, that yeah, you know, she would have probably fired if it was thought that he was going to be taking back to be submissive and compliant, and not actually
And
under his own free will.
it is a good thing you didn't, to be fair. You would have had to hit a pretty ridiculous armor class.
Yeah.
What's her AC? We gotta know.
Well, she has an ability that gives her a reaction to induce the dodge effect.
Christ.
And she also... So, basically, you would have had to hit a 35 AC at disadvantage.
Did you think you were the only one who could take levels in rogue? Oh, just you wait. Oh my god.
See, the difference in higher level undead in Cairne and higher level undead in D&D is the higher level undead in Cairne can push... I leaned heavily on the ability to push their bodies beyond pain and physical limitations, so they move really fast and are really strong because they don't feel any of the ill effects of using their body.
That's why Uki refrained from throwing down those newly acquired caltrops.
Yeah.
Is because when she saw Fedra move like she did, she knew that that'd be nothing. It'd basically be like not even like stepping on a child's jacks, you know?
Yeah, she
You would
probably
just be
wouldn't
like,
have noticed.
and keep, wouldn't even notice.
Yeah.
She'd jump over it and finish us off, you know? As it finished off, I think there'd be collateral damage of everyone around me.
Yeah, no, it's good though. I mean, it was an interesting moment. Nobody died, thankfully. I don't think she would have killed Az, honestly. She doesn't want Az dead.
If she rolled 1 point better, she might have.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. She doesn't want Az dead. She wants Az alive and wants Az to accept Erebus's deal. She would like nothing more than another Elven champion to join their ranks, because the ranks of Beacon would be really powerful with Az on their side. You know.
and that's why he can never take any deal. Because it would upset the balance in the great game between the Pact Lords.
Possibly, but then you look at Ilyara here.
His only play is to forge a seat for himself at the table.
Yeah.
And also, you know, the anglers got Maldro now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and knowing what we did to Draken to make Maldro, level 20 sorcerer that is now a full dragon with all that entails, and all the additional abilities as well.
Yeah. Maldro's very dangerous.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, did I ever piss Draken off?
Scratch is sitting somewhere in disguise.
Oh, that would be lovely.
Yeah.
That way, if we ever get back to Sigil, you know, Jimmy and Bryn and everyone else who's from Sigil are scot-free.
Well, I will say, like I said, you guys really, I thought tonight was a really good roleplay session. You've got one more Citadel ahead of you. Volry's Citadel.
That's gonna be a bit emotional for Jimmy.
It's going to be an interesting one. And following, this isn't a big surprise, but one more Pact Lord as well. Which,
Yeah.
It's up in the air which one it could be.
Isn't there literally one left?
Mm-hmm. No,
Is
there
what-
are 8 Pact Lords.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Who do
I
you
do kind of have a guess as to who this one could be, considering it's Volry,
Who do you think it'll be?
her devourer, or at least a representative of him.
Syncordia Demonda.
Oh, Jimmy's gonna be so mad.
The only other dragon in existence.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, if it is Syncordia or a representative of, you will probably never be in more danger.
I will start the next stupid fight.
And here we go.
And here we go. This is how it ends.
It was probably good Dragon's gone.
Oh my god.
Hey, can you hook me up with a like an automatic dispenser for those tears? Just like
Just an
plug
IV
it, just like
Oh, he's got the beer hat.
Beer hat.
He's got the baseball stadium beer hat, just drip feeding it.
Oh my god. We're not gonna have any left at this rate. Right? You know that, right?
You are gonna need
Yes.
some eventually.
maybe that's what it's for. Just let me drink the whole gallon and I'll go punch God.
I really
But I-
don't think that's
Yeah.
the right answer. But, okay. Hey.
Yeah, but logically, I think either the void or the deep makes the most sense, because I can't see Pact of Tears or...
Well, I mean, deep is
Yes.
angler, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, deep is Angler.
We've seen the angler.
But he wasn't at a temple.
He was at a temple, technically. He was not there as a representative. He just
Not there.
showed up, but
He just showed up and took Draken.
yeah.
I don't know if that counts.
I mean, you know,
Well,
Church
we're
is just
still-
kind of right. You know, there's no reason that has to not count.
And none,
we
it
were
doesn't
still
have,
under
none of
his
it makes
bargain
sense.
at the time.
Yeah. It's been an interesting run, the Mother's Head run, and I know, I hope the lore bombs are fun too. I love
They
it.
are.
It goes pretty hard. It goes pretty hard. Not gonna lie.
I'm just glad to get these out. I've been like slowly updating like the source material as we go. Thankfully, I can finally write this. But yeah, so yeah, next week should be interesting. We'll get to the next Citadel. After the next Citadel, it's well,
It's the end game.
it's the end game. That's right. So we are edging closer and closer to our grand finale, which is wild to think about after all this time, isn't it?
Yeah, super wild.
Wild. But it's great. I'm really excited that we're finally here. I love having an end to a story. So many stories start and then petter out, and you're like, well, what happened? I wonder. You know. So that's good in this regard, and you guys have been real troopers and stuck it out. I know I've put you guys through the ringer time and time again. But no, this is great. So yeah, we'll be back next week with Sigil Confidential, picking up this story. Once again, Uki, you're welcome to join as well, since it is the continuation of the story. I understand if you can't because of business and whatnot, but you are welcome. Of course.
Thank you.
Of course. And Simon, if you're out there, you are too. If you can break away, we'd love to have you back. Beyond that, Wednesday, Storm King's Thunder. Thursday, hopefully Zombicide again. Friday, back to The Walking Dead. Join us in our Discord. You don't want to miss any of that or any of the fun that we have. Lots of really attractive people doing really attractive things together. You don't want to miss that. Come get involved. You can be attractive and do attractive things too. I will make you more sexually appealing to your partner of choice. I promise. It's science. Don't deny it. With that, I bid you all a fond good night, good day, good evening, farewell, and arrivederci. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Hasta luego.
Pasta
Bye,
la prego.
folks.
Good night.
Night.
Good night.